Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger with SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, and I'm here to do your monthly angel card reading for the month of October 2015. Now, I have to say that we're in the middle of a Mercury retrograde as I am trying to record this, and actually tried to record this twice already, and both times it just wouldn't upload, it wouldn't take, or the screen froze in the middle of me trying to record it. So here's the third try is the charm, and we're going to hope that we get through this as Mercury is still retrograde until October 9th. So anyway, let's begin by talking about the astrology for the month of October and the universal energies for the month of October. So I'm actually going to start by talking about the universal vibration. The universal vibration is based on the universal vibration of the year 2015. And because universal year 2015 is an 8 vibration, that makes the month of October a 9 universal month. Now, really, if we add up 2015 plus the number 10, which is October, we actually get an 18. And then we reduce the 1 plus the 8 of the 18 and get the 9. Now, I'm going to look at that from both perspectives because a 9 universal month is the ending of a cycle. It's a time of releasing and letting go. And considering the month of September, if you go back and watch the monthly video for the month of September, the angelic reading for, September, you're going to find that there was a lot happening and a lot going on. We had a new moon solar eclipse on the 12th, 13th of September. We had Saturn moving into the sign of Sagittarius on the 18th, so it finally left the sign of Scorpio. We had Pluto going back to direct motion on the 20th of September. And then we had a full moon lunar eclipse on the 27th of September. So a lot of huge astrological happenings in that month last month. Now, this kind of brings us forward here to this month of October. So it makes sense that this is a 9 universal month, a time of endings, releasing, and letting go, because there was so much happening last month, so much power happening, so many spiritual transitional energies happening. And it was a month of empowerment last month. So now we see kind of the aftermath of that. We see the aftermath of all of those important astrological and universal energies that happened. And it's kind of time to sweep things up, sweep up the debris, so to speak. It's time to really see and understand what is no longer working in our lives, whether it be situations and circumstances or relationships, or whether it just be our own thought process and belief systems, and the direction or area that we thought we were moving into. Maybe that needs to be changed or re-guided or redirected. So it's best to kind of surrender. You know, the number 9 energy is about trust and faith and surrendering to the divine plan, even if you don't know what that divine plan is or you don't know all the details of it. And that's certainly going to be the case for this month of October. Now, if we look at that from that higher perspective of the 18, an 18 universal month, I'm going to actually relay this to the 18th major arcana card in the tarot deck, which is the moon card. If you remember, again, last month, September's card was the 17th major arcana, because 1 plus 7 is an 8, and we had that 8 universal energy for the month. Now we have this 18th major arcana, which is the moon card. Last month it was the star card, where we were kind of looking off into the future of what our hopes and dreams were all about, and moving towards those hopes and dreams, hopefully of our own will, but because of all those astrological energies going on, it could have been that we were redirected on our paths towards those goals and dreams, even though we didn't really have a total say in the redirection or transformation that was going on. Now this month, that vibrates to the moon card. Again, this makes a lot of sense, because with the moon card we're dealing with subconscious fears and anxieties. And oftentimes when we're at the end of a cycle and things are falling away. They're things that we're used to having in our lives, whether they be good for us or not good for us. We're just used to having them there. And so it brings up fears and anxieties and doubts as we're needing to, or even sometimes forced to in a way, or challenged to, release them and let them go. So here we are in this month of endings and getting ready for some new beginnings. That's kind of been the theme. September, I'm going to say it's the theme, October and November as well, as we move from old energy and move towards a new energy, a new idea, a new direction, a new opportunity on our paths. Now, the other thing the moon card is about, though, is heightened psychic awareness. You know, it is about subconscious fears, yes. It is about the shadow side of the personality, yes. But it's also about tapping into our higher intuitions and higher psychic visions. So in that, if you can balance yourself through meditation and other spiritual exercises, it's going to help you immensely when there is these doubts and when there is confusion as to which way to go on the path. Through meditation and yoga or other spiritual forms of exercise, it really helps to bring a balance and a clarity. And we still may not have all the answers, although we might be able to intuit the answers a little bit better. But we at least have a stronger sense of trust and faith as we're being redirected on our paths, knowing that we are divinely guided and protected, and knowing that we're definitely headed in the right direction, that spirit, our guides and angels, are always going to lead us in the right direction as long as we're following our truth, as long as we believe in ourselves and we follow our truths with honor and integrity. So that's a little bit about the numerological vibration. The astrology of the month of October, there isn't really a whole lot going on. As I said, we had Saturn moving into a new sign, Sagittarius, back in September 18th. And so that's newly in the first few degrees of this sign and bringing a whole different sense of karmic lessons that we're going to be experiencing for the next few months here. Whereas Scorpio was all about empowerment, now Sagittarius is about our belief systems and higher learning, higher spiritual learning, and looking at things from a different or higher perspective. It's about some other things too, so you might want to go back and watch my Soul Reflections video, the last Soul Reflections video I did. It's on my channel, Colleen Lemma, and you can watch that and see a more in-depth overview of the astrological happenings of September. That will help to give you a better idea of what some of these changes in September is bringing us into for October, November, and throughout the rest of the year. The other thing that happened last month, September, was Pluto went direct. So when you think about the eclipses and Saturn changing signs and Pluto going direct in September, October really only has a couple of small things going on. And one of those is that on October 8th, the planet Venus, which rules love and relationships, money and finances, is moving out of the sign of Leo, where she actually went retrograde, so she was in Leo for quite a long time, and now moving into Virgo. So in Virgo, she's becoming much more detail-oriented, and she's using her powers of discernment to realize and decide what she really desires. Now again, this is within the relationship realm, and it's not just romantic relationships, but it can be about all relationships. And those relationships that deal with women or the divine feminine, because that is Venus, but also using her detail-oriented nature and analyzing nature in the realm of money and finances. You know, what are the steps I need to take to get towards this abundance and prosperity energy that I'm looking for? Or when it comes to money and finances, if there's certain things that need to be taken care of, you know, bills that might need to be paid, or things that we need to put our finances towards to build towards our next goal on our destiny path. These things we're going to be paying attention to as Venus goes through the sign of Virgo. The other thing that happens in October is the very next day, from Venus going into Virgo on the 8th of October, the 9th of October, we see Mercury turning back to direct motion in the sign of Libra. Now, that was also one of the things that started happening in the month of September as Mercury went retrograde in the middle of Libra, the 15th degree of Libra, which is the middle of the sign. Now when it turns to direct on October 9th, it turns direct at the 0 degree point of the sign of Libra. So it stays in Libra the whole time of its retrograde cycle. It's also conjuncting when it stations before turning direct. It's conjuncting the North Node in Libra, and I believe that's at 0 to 1 degrees Libra at that point. So the very end of the nodes, which are karmic destiny points, being in Libra. So what does that mean? Well, Mercury is about communications. It's about our thought processes, our belief systems to some extent. And Libra is about partnerships, relationships, balance, harmony, equality, having things be fair, justice. And when it connects with that North Node being in Libra, now we've had the North Node in Libra and the South Node in the opposite sign of Aries for some months now. And this is one of the reasons why we've had so many karmic situations going on in relationships, partnerships, family and friend relationships in our lives for the last little while. Is again, these are karmic destiny points that are bringing these karmic situations, if you will, up so that they can be balanced out, so they can, be brought into a sense of balance and equality, that there's equal give and take, equal exchange of mutual respect and mutual love and mutual support in all of our relationships. So with Mercury turning direct, conjuncting the North Node on October 9th, it's really going to bring to a head, especially, as I said, since we're at the 0 degree point and the last degree of the nodes, because the nodes travel backwards. So the nodes are going to go from 0 degrees Libra, and they're going to go into the sign of Pisces and Virgo now pretty soon. I think that's mid-November when that switches over. So we're having to kind of clear up and balance out the remaining circumstances and situations in our partnerships and relationships that are not balanced, that are unequal, so to speak. So that's the astrology now of the month of October. Now we're going to go ahead and look at what cards we have. And again, as I said, I tried to do this video twice. This is the third time. I did keep the original cards. So that it is a true reading here. But let's show you what your stones of choice are for your special message card. Now, the deck we're going to use is the Angel Tarot deck by Doreen Virtue. Your extra special message card is coming from the Archangel Michael deck, also by Doreen Virtue. Your stones of choice for the special message card. These are all clusters. And the reason why I chose the clusters are because, to me, the clusters, and this is what a cluster looks like. A cluster signifies group energy, okay? There's many different points on a cluster here. And to me, that's about humanitarian consciousness. It's people coming together to support and help one another. And I feel that's very much a part of that 9 vibration of the month of October. A 9 vibration is about humanitarian ideals and efforts and coming together with a common vision or a common goal. And I feel like with all the changes we had in September, we're going to see that people now need to band together with a sense of community, spiritual community, and again, selfless service to other people, helping one another on the planet so that we can all move forward in our evolution and growth. So again, this first stone is an amethyst cluster. Amethyst vibrates to the crown chakra, opening you up to higher guidance. The second cluster of choice is a clear cluster, a clear quartz cluster. Now, the clear quartz cluster is a magnifier of energy. So whatever intention you might have with a clear quartz, it's going to magnify and intensify that energy so that it is a more heightened energy. Again, it vibrates to the crown chakra. It can vibrate almost really to any chakra, again, depending on what your intention is. So this can increase and intensify your intention for following your destiny path, or coming into abundance and prosperity, or finding a positive, balanced soulmate relationship in your life. So again, clear quartz cluster. Your last cluster of choice is citrine. And this particular citrine is golden yellow, but also orange. And so this one is going to vibrate to both the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. Our sense of personal power is the solar plexus. This is where we have confidence to move forward. The sacral chakra is about our passion for life and our sense of creative self-expression. So again, the stones of choice. We have the amethyst cluster, the clear quartz cluster, and the citrine cluster as far as your special message card. Okay, so let's start by looking at what the cards for the month of October was. We start out with the first card, and the first card is Major Arcana number 20. It's the renewal card with Archangel Jeremiah, and it says, review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts, time to move in a new direction. So this is definitely very true. It's time to move in a new direction, and as I said, this month of October, a 9 universal month, is the end of a cycle, and it is time to move in a new direction. And what I find interesting here is that Major Arcana number 20 is the second to the last Major Arcana in the tarot deck. There's 21 Major Arcanas. And so we're getting here, even with this card being shown, this traditionally is the Judgment card in the regular tarot deck. We are getting towards the end of our soul's evolutionary journey with this card. Okay, within this cycle of energy. So we're nearing the end. We're learning these lessons and nearing the end of a particular cycle. And with the symbology on this card, it shows a family here, man, woman, child, standing at the edge of an ocean or water. There's an angel here in the background, standing kind of in the middle of the water. She's holding kind of a scepter of light or a beacon of light. And I really get the sense here again that this is about trust and faith. Just like I said with the number 9 for October, it's about trust and faith and surrendering, knowing that as long as you have faith in yourself and have faith in God and, you know, your own angels and guides, your higher soul self, you're going to be led in the right direction. Just as if this family here needed to get to that angel, they would have to trust and have faith that they could walk across the water to get there. And also, the angel holding that scepter of light is symbolic because as long as you're following your truth and you're operating out of a sense of balanced integrity within yourself, you're going to be led. This scepter of light from the angel is leading the way. It's leading these people, this family, into this new direction, on this new journey that they're about to embark on. So I find this really very informative as far as the first card for the month. The second card for the month, this is a very wonderful, positive card. It's the Ten of Water, and it says, a contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. So this is like the ultimate card of fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. This is emotional happiness, emotional joy, just feeling really good, feeling maybe in love with life or maybe even in love with another person. And I get the sense that this is where we're working towards. This is the energy that we want to get to. You know, we all want to be happy and joyful and content and have all of our emotional and financial needs met, just like this says. Material needs are met. And I feel like that's where we're working towards in this month of October. We're moving towards this energy of having happiness. And in a way, this is almost a new beginning, because after the number 9 is the number 10, which if you add the 1 and the 0, it goes back to a 1, which is, you know, almost in a sense the ending of an old way and the new beginning of a more beneficial and positive way. The symbology here with the mermaid, she's sticking her head up out of the ocean here to kind of look around, and I feel like that's part of the month of October too, is we're popping our head out, you know, after all of these intense astrological energies that occurred in September, some redirections, some transformations, both personally and globally. And we're peeking our head up there above the water to see, okay, what's out there? What's next? What new opportunities, what new circumstances might be out there? What new people might be out there for me to connect to so that I can come into this sense of joy and happiness and peace that I'm seeking? So again, I feel like this is something we're working towards, something that we want to get to. The second to the last card, normally we have 3 cards, but as I was shuffling and meditating with this deck, a 4th card fell to the floor, so I utilized that as an extra card to kind of tie everything together. But this is the 3rd card. The 3rd card is the 7 of Air. And this says, plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, poor timing. Now, this is usually a card you don't necessarily want to see. I don't necessarily feel like it's the hugest negative card, but I do feel like our ego mind can trip us up. This is about, again, having trust and faith and not letting the negative ego mind throw in those doubts and anxieties and illusions, which really ties in with October vibrating to the 18th major arcana card, the Moon card of the tarot. And this is exactly what it is not allowing those fears and anxieties to trip you up, to trust and have faith, as the number 7 is about, trust and have faith, that you're being divinely guided, that everything is in a divine space, unfolding in a divine way. The other thing I feel this is about is that, again, we're coming out of Mercury retrograde on October 9th. Plans may need revision. So anything that we started last month when Mercury went retrograde, any ideas that we had, a new direction, a new opportunity, there may need to be a revision of that. You may need to look in a whole different direction, or the plans just might need a little bit of revising before you can move forward. So again, I don't feel like this is any big deal as long as you don't allow the ego mind to trip you up. Let's look at what the 4th card, that last card, was. The card that fell out of the deck when I was shuffling. This is the Unity card. This is Major Arcana number 5 with Archangel Sandalphon. And the message at the bottom says, traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. So I looked at the symbology with this, and here we have a sage-like person with a wand, and there's all these little circles around him with different symbols in them. And the symbols are like the Star of David, a cross, I think one is a fish, it looks like, one is a moon, like an astrological symbol. So all these different symbols to me with this sage-like person and this word unity, which in the regular tarot deck is the Hierophant card. And I feel like this is about us coming together. Remember how I said the number 9 was about people coming together, people of like mind, coming together with humanitarian ideals or humanitarian efforts, selfless service to one another? This is exactly what this card means to me, is that no matter what your belief system, no matter who you are, what part of the world you come from, if we all believe that there's a higher purpose to life, and if we all believe that all human beings deserve love and respect, and we all deserve to be happy and abundant, that we can all come together and we can support one another, assist one another, network with one another. That's one of the biggest things for this card to me is to network with those of like mind. Network with other people that share your spiritual belief systems that can either help you with the spiritual work that you're doing, or can come together and help this planet and help the earth with what it's going through and what needs to be done so that we can all move forward in a way that will support our evolution and growth in a way that brings us this ultimate of happiness and joy and abundance. Okay, so let's look at what your special message card, depending on your stone of choice. Those that chose the Amethyst cluster. Amethyst people, Archangel Michael says, make a commitment, okay? I feel like this is make a commitment to yourself, make a commitment to whatever your destiny path is, make a commitment to move forward, make a commitment to release that which no longer serves your best and highest interest. Whatever this is, again, it can be so many things that Archangel Michael asks you to just stand in your truth, stand secure in who you are, and make that commitment to move forward in what it is that you're supposed to do and who it is you're supposed to be. As you make that commitment, I feel like as we move into the month of October, you're going to start to see things to unfold in a very much more positive way for you. And for those of you that chose the clear quartz crystal cluster, your special message from Archangel Michael says, believe and trust. And we've been talking about this as a message for the month of October a lot, because that number 9 energy that vibrates to October is about faith and trust. So you have to believe. Sometimes, again, with this month of October and with all the astrological energies that occurred last month that may be redirecting you or throwing you for a loop, so to speak, it's going to bring in a little bit of confusion. There's going to be some confusing energies in October to where we're not really sure what direction to go in, or we're not sure about what to believe in anymore. And Archangel Michael is just asking you to believe in yourself, believe in unconditional love, believe in light, believe in service to other human beings, and trust that you're being led to the proper steps, that it's going to lead you in the right direction for you, for your path, for the unfolding of what it is that you're supposed to be doing here on the planet, and whether it be for yourself or for your community or for your family or for humanity, believe and trust that you're being led in the right direction. And for those of you that chose the citrine cluster people, your message is new beginnings and a fresh start. Let me see if I can hold that right. New beginnings and a fresh start. So this is perfect, because really, I mean, I go back to that full moon lunar eclipse that we had in September, at the end of September. That was about endings and new beginnings, because full moons often mean about releasing something and letting something go, but it was in the sign of Aries, which is about new beginnings. Now we're in this 9 vibration of October, which is about endings and releasing, letting go, the end of a cycle. November, we're going to see new beginnings. So you're kind of in that process of getting close to a new cycle of energy. You're going to have a fresh start, new opportunities, new places to go. Maybe you're moving. Maybe you're starting on a new career path. Maybe you're starting a new relationship. Whatever it is, there is fresh opportunities out there, a whole new fresh energy. Look at the symbology here, this angel, Archangel Michael, spreading his wings and getting ready to just really fly and be confident and take charge, and just really feeling good about the new direction that you're potentially getting ready to go in. So I hope you've liked this monthly reading. Let's hope that it takes. And I send you all many blessings of love and light. I want to say thank you to all of you for supporting me with your kind comments on Facebook, on YouTube. Those of you that signed up for readings and healings, those of you that sent donations through my website, that is so helpful for me to be able to continue these weekly and monthly videos and continue writing my articles and doing the soul reflection videos. So thank you all. I send you all many blessings of love and light until we meet again.